Happy Thirsty Thursday, everyone. Am I by myself? I'm not.
Hey.
Paula is back.
Hello.
I'm so excited. Okay, before we do anything, I have to tell you guys about the discount code that we have. So, we're doing a free meatball with every purchase. She can't even keep a straight face. No, just kidding. So, it's April Fool's. One of my lifelong dreams has been to do an April Fool's Day prank at some sort of company, and it's finally been fulfilled. If you are on our mailing list, you may have received an email that says that you will get a free meatball with every purchase. I do have to point out that, like on every live, Todd makes a special appearance in this one, because it was Todd's, joke of an idea to do that. But since we can't actually ship meatballs out to everyone, because, that doesn't exactly work, we are giving you 10% off everything with code MEATBALL at checkout. But it's today only. Oh, hi, Debbie. It's my friend Debbie is on the live, and she said that it's her dog Dougal's birthday. Happy birthday, Dougal. She has, the cutest dog. You would love her dog.
I love dogs.
Yeah, so code MEATBALL gets you 10% off throughout the entire day. And with that concept, what goes with meatballs better than spaghetti? So we're doing a wine, bold red wines that would go with spaghetti. So we have actually a wine that's been sitting in the carboy.
There's a story there.
We're gonna be bottling it today. I can't quite tell. I think we only have a few people on, so I'll wait a minute before I start talking too much about the bold red wines that we're going to be talking about today. But I know that there were a few of you that were reaching out on TikTok. If you are on TikTok and you don't follow us, you definitely should. We're asking how to bottle wine. And then coincidentally, Paula was like, we should bottle wine. So we are going to be bottling what is it? Let's see. We're bottling a limited edition.
From last year, it's a 2019.
2019. It's from South Africa. So it's a combination of Shiraz, Cabernet Sauvignon, Pinotage? How do you say that?
You're doing a good job.
Okay. And Grenache.
Yep.
And it's going to have strong tannins, smoky, earthy characteristics, and it pairs well with roasted red meats or aged hard cheeses. That sounds delicious.
Or any day that ends in Y.
Or it pairs well with days that end in Y. It's going to be dry, full-bodied. The oak is medium and medium to heavy, and the ABV is 14%. So
unfortunately, this wine is not available anymore because it's an old one. Just, full disclosure here. We actually made this wine during Christmas season last year. So we just got it in. We thought we'd make it. We were super stoked. Christmas season was crazy busy, and we just never did anything to it. So it finished. The pandemic hit, and we were crazier. The store closed. We weren't doing anything, and legitimately, it just finished. So we took the airlock out of it, closed it up, put a solid bung right in the top, and put a t-shirt on it. We grabbed a t-shirt off the rack, put a t-shirt on it, and we were like, we'll get to it when we get to it.
I sure don't have the t-shirt right here.
Yeah, we can't make this stuff up. Yeah. We dressed our carboy like a person and just put it in the corner. And so it has been aging since December of will that be 2018? 2019.
2019.
And so all through, and now I'm like, well, we might as well, do something. And it doesn't hurt it. I mean, it wasn't open. It was closed the whole time. It was all cleaned and sanitized. It was done correctly. I mean, a lot of people prefer to age in the carboy. We typically age in the bottle, but why does it matter? Yeah. Aging is aging. So we're super stoked about that. And so you can't get this one, but I can tell you that I have never had a bad limited edition wine.
Yeah.
I don't think you can have that.
We may or may not have sampled this just to make sure that it was, not poisonous. And I bring this wine into Paula, which, number one, if you want to make friends with your boss, bring wine to her at her desk. Pro tip. And then, number two, she took a drink and she's like, oh my gosh, this is so good. So, yeah, bold red wines.
Yeah, full of berries. And that's the thing, we have so many wines that are going to fit a lot of the same profile because, we love big red wines. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. Well, we do some bottling because we could drink, bottle, and talk about wines, which I don't think there's much more in life I like more.
I wanted to eat spaghetti, but, that's a lot. Okay, sorry, can you make that face again?
I asked if it was going to be SpaghettiOs.
You know it. Okay, let's start bottling?
Yeah, let's get busy.
Let's start bottling. Wait.
For drinking.
Only for drinking. Okay, wait. Can you do this? Because... are you getting more?
Yeah.
Okay, because I gotta tell you guys a story. So earlier I was trying to put wine into these glasses and I ended up with wine literally all over the floor.
I don't know what method you use, but I don't think it's gonna be the same as what I'm.
Yeah. So let's flip this around.
Okay.
All right.
So what we have in here though is we have just a regular auto siphon. It has the anti-sediment tip on it. It's got the hose attached that goes into the bottle filler. My
friend says, do you ship to California? We ship wine kits to California. Debbie would love making wine. I know she would. Debbie, you need to get a kit.
And this is the fun part.
She had a cocktails with Debbie hour on her live, and it was awesome. Yeah, it was cool.
So the way to get this prime going, first of all, have the vessel with the wine elevated above the bottle that you're going to use. We have these already sanitized and upside down here on our fast ferment drying racks. But the trick is, as you can see on the end of this, it's a spring-loaded combination bottle filler, which if you don't have one of these, for the couple bucks it is, you want one.
Okay, so key point here. Press this.
Yeah, so this.
Press that in, or else you're basically creating a rocket.
Yeah, somebody around here would know that. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm just going to push it down.
Do you need me to hold that?
You're going to push it down?
Yeah, I got you.
You hold that down. And then I'm going to take this auto siphon and I'm going to just give it 2 really good pumps. And boom, there we have it.
Wow, that was so simple.
Yes. And the trick is you cannot do that without pushing it down because it's a closed system and you can't create the prime. Or you can create a little bottle rocket like you did.
For sure, actually push it down because what happened is that end part just shot off and then there was wine all over the floor.
Yeah, so that's... And the nice thing is, too, it also displaces approximately the right amount of liquid from the wine bottle that will accommodate then the cork. So I'm going to take it all the way up to full, okay? Yep. But when I take it out, it's about perfect. If it's not perfect, you just put it on the side, and you can put a little extra in there.
Oh, look at you. Okay?
And I'm going to do the same thing with my wine glass here. Because
see, this is what I tried doing, but it wasn't good.
It's like wine on tap.
That's awesome.
Easy peasy. And see, the art of this is when you do this, now you're not slopping it.
Yeah.
You're not slopping it from, without the bottle filler, you're slopping it from bottle to bottle.
Wait, is this mine? Yeah. I didn't drink nearly as much yet.
Well, I had to really taste it.
Okay. All right, let's set this down for a sec. My friend's like, Courtney, I love you. I know the way that you're saying that, Debbie. You're saying it as in a...
Is she intrigued by you as well?
Yes, she is. She's actually, I think I was talking about on a previous live, she's the one that bought me wine glasses after I was drinking wine out of a coffee mug.
Although I would drink wine out of a boot if that's all there was, but my preference would be actual wine glasses.
So, we were talking about this Cape Town. I keep saying Cape Town. I don't know, is that right? We were talking about this Cape Blend. And it has like a lot of smokiness to it. That's what I tasted when I mostly tasted it. And it's like, it has tannins, but it's not super, it's balanced is what it is. That's
your new word of the day.
I have the best boss ever. Yes, I know. All right.
So basically, I'm just going to go from bottle to bottle. And then we're also going to want to show how to use the floor corker.
Right.
Which, by the way, I really think it's a lot like cooking. When you have the little, like when you have the right spatula, cooking is easier.
Look at the camera while also doing this, I dare you.
I did. But in this case, it's the little gadgets like the auto siphon and the combination bottle filler that make it wonderful. But also the fact that you're going to bottle, 30 bottles of wine. So the corker matters as well. You don't really want to get your work out by corking. And that's why I think this Portuguese floor corker is awesome. I think it runs about $75. It's right in that range.
Yeah, I want to say it's $69.99.
Yeah, okay.
Somewhere close to
bucks.
that. Yeah.
And
here, I'll show you guys.
Well worth it.
This is the floor corker. It's really easy to use.
I can demonstrate that too. We'll just keep going in between.
So, got some of the wine out of the carboy and into the bottles. Boom.
Yeah. So we're also going to use a Noma cork, which if you followed any other lives, that's just my favorite. The Noma cork is a synthetic cork. It's not composite, so you really don't have to worry about oxygen getting into your wine.
Here, I'll show you guys.
This wine is way too good to have it go bad.
So that's the Noma corks there.
They're a little bit pricier, but they're certainly a safer bet.
Ta-da. And Paula was telling me you don't actually, if you open these like right out of the bag, you don't actually have to sanitize them because because it's like wet with the bottle, it'll actually shoot it up. So
yeah, and if you really feel like you need to sanitize it, like it's been open, just sanitize it and then let it dry.
Yeah.
Because you don't want a wet bottle and a wet cork. Nothing will stick. It'll just keep working its way out. And what we'll do also is we'll leave the bottle standing upright for about a week to 10 days after we bottle it before we lay them on their side, just to ensure that we don't get any pop corks.
Cool.
Okay.
So for anyone that's just joining,
I'm not drinking.
For anyone that's just joining, we're bottling wine today, and I do want to mention just our discount code. We have 10% off with code MEATBALL at checkout. Because what goes better with wine than spaghetti and meatballs? No, the real story is that I'm in charge of the marketing here. I don't know who put me in charge. Well, I do know who put me in charge. I just don't know why. But they haven't fired me yet. So cheers. So while you're bottling for a sec, I'm just gonna talk about the red wines that we have. So this is
you're only gonna talk about a very limited number of red wines.
Correct. A limited number. So I was going to talk about the Nebbiolo and Malbec. And we have a lot of different kits available for them. And I pulled a few so that you guys can see. So Nebbiolo is a grape native to Piedmont, Italy. And this is the kit for that, one of the kits. It's going to have an earthy floral cherry flavor, firm tannins, and solid structure. It'll be full-bodied with a heavy oak, and it'll be dry. This particular kit is going to take 6...
Oh, no. We have a broken bottle.
Oh, really?
I think we do.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what's going on?
Maybe. Here, wait.
Oh, yeah, look, we've got a broken bottle right here, I think.
All right.
We probably need to put that in the sink.
Yeah.
But be careful, because I don't want you to cut yourself. Oh, what a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just double check me here. Because I don't think I filled it to the top.
I don't think.
Oh, you know what? That one's a different bottle. I wonder where that came from. That's got a screw top even.
Oh, yeah.
We've got an imposter bottle in our stuff.
All right. We'll put this over here.
Yeah. Yeah. I had an imposter.
Paul, did you hear that?
What's that?
She goes, is this for us now?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now everybody's going to need to go wash their hands at the sink. All right, back to Nebbiolo.
Back to Nebbiolo. Let's see. So
now, have you had a Nebbiolo before?
I haven't. Nope.
It's one of them that I would order in a restaurant for sure. But it's Italian. It's got a great flavor. If you're doing like a chicken parmesan or a nice big meatball, you're doing something that's got the marinara or just a nice spicy hearty sauce. Fantastic. The The oakiness always, I think, enhances the flavor when you're having those big noodles or like a stuffed shell. You know, you got that big, heavy
Love
cheese, the ricotta in there with the marinara. It's going to be the pairing right there.
So this particular kit, like I was saying, it takes 6 to 8 weeks to make. And this one is going to be our private reserve. It is $174.99. And then we also have a Crew International, which is going to look like this. This one is going to be $109.99. The flavor profile on this was dark plums and chocolate nose, so a little bit different than this, but the same type of a wine. And then all of the, let's see. So it was the Malbec that had all the blackberry flavor into it, but this one also said that it had some hint of blackberry to it.
I think traditionally in a Nebbiolo, or when you're looking at these great Italian wines that we're going to talk about today, you're going to see some commonality like that. You're going to see cherry or blackberry. You're going to see smoky or tobacco. Sometimes leather is going to be a word.
This particular
Party.
one that we're bottling is like, it said leather and leather and smoke, and I definitely tasted that for sure.
And when you brought it into me in my office, I said, I kind of tasted tobacco, and you looked at me like I was crazy. I didn't mean I was licking an ashtray. I just really meant that you were getting that flavor.
Did I look at you weird? I didn't mean to look at you weird.
She just said tobacco.
I looked at you weird because I was like, oh wow, that's one of the things that's listed. She
okay.
That's
I
why I looked.
I thought maybe we thought, wow, she's licking ashtrays in her spare time.
You never know, Paula. You never know.
I try not to do that.
She tries. So then the other one that I was going to talk about today is Malbec, and we have 5 different kits for this. So this is the Argentina one. This one is a Reserve Argentine for $134.99. And like I said before, it has blackberry, clove. It's smoky, and it's supposed to have bold tannins, full-bodied, and it's ready in 6 weeks. So that's kind of like, I believe, our middle of the road.
It sure is.
Yep. And then I didn't actually pull the other kits, but they have similar like flavor profiles to them. It's just the amount of.
Are most of them from Argentina?
Yeah. So we have.
Yeah, because that variety, that region for a Malbec is my favorite.
Why is it your favorite?
Because it's the best.
Here, I'm gonna set you guys down so we can both be in the. It was just a little awkward.
So have you used the floor corker yet, or should we watch you try to use it?
No,
or should
I think
I
I used it before.
I thought you did.
I think I did. Yeah, I think that I did. The one that I was gonna talk about was the blend, the Syrah. So that has like a spiciness to it. It said that type of blend has a spiciness to it. And it said that it pairs well with honey garlic chicken wings, and that made me really hungry.
Ooh, I think that sounds lovely. But that's the Syrah in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because anytime you're going to have a Shiraz or a Syrah, you're going to have a little bit more of a spicy profile. Like, they kind of have a little different attitude. Which isn't bad. I got an attitude.
We also have a Cru Select. It's Chile Malbec Carmenere. One of the flavor things in there was green pepper. Have you ever heard of that in a wine before? That's what it says, and I was like, huh.
But I like green peppers.
See, I'm not. I don't really like peppers that much.
Oh, I will eat them, and I will cut them in strips and eat them as a snack like I would a potato chip.
I wish that I could do that. I tried to like them. My husband made like these beautiful stuffed peppers, and I like ate all the stuffing
Not even
out.
like with cream cheese? You don't like peppers?
No, I like it with...
Okay.
It's cream cheese.
That's
of
true.
course you like it with cream cheese. I need my drink.
You do? What are you doing? Well, we don't do this sober.
That was like almost in perfect unison. Did you notice
We planned that. We're choreographed.
Synchronized swimmers, watch out.
I can't swim very well.
You can't?
No.
I was in swim team for like 8 years, so.
I float on a raft.
He's like doggy paddling.
I do. I believe swimming pools are just clearly for floating while drinking cocktails.
This is so good.
I'm kind of impressed that you really like it because
Really?
you like the sweeter stuff. But I think because it's so well balanced, and when you smell it, it doesn't have a lot of that muskiness that like a Merlot would have.
It just doesn't smell. This is dumb, but it doesn't smell like alcohol.
No, it doesn't. It smells like berries.
Yeah, exactly.
It does. It
Like,
smells
you know
like
when
berries.
you sniff something and you like your nose, you can feel it because it's alcohol. Because you're like,
Yeah, but I'm a bourbon drinker,
That's
so
not
yeah,
how-
I get that.
yeah, but that's not how this is.
No. This is really good, really good. I'm definitely taking some of these home to stick in my cabinet.
So for anyone that's just joining, we are bottling wine. So my friend said no. I don't know what you're saying no to, but I'm used to people saying no to me. So for anyone that's just joining, we're bottling wine. So we have our carboy here above our bottles so that the flow of gravity can help the wine go down into the bottles. And then we have our auto siphon and then the tubing. And then the bottle with the bottle filler, and she's just pressing that down and filling the bottle, and then when she lifts up, it stops. So it makes it really handy to not spill wine all over the floor. And as we were talking about earlier, make sure that you press down the black part on the bottom when you fill your bottle, because if you don't and you pump it, you're essentially creating like a pressurized system, and then your bottle filler will
Somebody did that today.
shoot off and wine will go all over the floor. You know, why do you have to call me out? You can't just let me have it.
No, when you come to my office and you're like, here's your wine, and by the way, it's all over the floor. I have to share. So if you can find a place for that, I'm going to have you start corking.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I'll talk a little bit about the corker, but then I'm going to have you cork while I'm bottling, and we can show everybody.
What,
at home.
you don't want to do all the work?
I'm such a hard worker. Okay.
Alright, yeah, so this is the floor corker.
Okay.
Oh, hey, Ohio Climbers Coalition is on here. I'm assuming that it might be Courtney that's on here. That might be an incorrect assumption, but if it is, from one Courtney to another, hello.
Okay, so the thing I like about this is, I don't know if you want to show this part, but this
Sure.
is really nice because it not only has this that can push the cork down, but it also compresses the cork. So you can use a number 9 cork. And if you look, you just put it in here and it holds it for you. Mm-hmm. This is adjustable. This little thing, you can move this up and down. So we'll adjust it for the depth of the cork that we want it to go into the bottle. It also has this spring-loaded, so you can fit any size bottle you need to. And then, so you just push this down, and then it's securely in there. And that's what's great about it, because if you're doing this alone, you can do this without any help.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then you've got the base, so you've got nice amount of torque going in. You have a compression. You have the ability to customize how deep it goes, and then it accommodates your bottle. So this is my favorite. It's the Portuguese floor corker. It's my favorite. And then all you have to do.
Here, yeah, I'll let you do the first one.
I got to get on the side. But I do this, and then I just push it down, okay? And then we're going to check to see, did the cork seat the way I'd want it to? And it did. It's very, very close to exactly perfect. I could adjust it slightly if I wanted to, have it go further in, and I just did. That's all you have to do.
Ta-da!
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
And then for this, you want about 2 finger space between the top of the liquid and the bottom of the cork.
Okay.
Okay?
Gotcha.
So you are going to be my corker extraordinaire. I put your corks over here,
Sweet.
and I'm going to continue doing the bottles.
Sweet. Sounds good.
But also filling the bottles, whoa, is super easy.
It's
because
super easy as she spills it
you're
all
like,
over.
whoa. We used to have the kids do it for us.
Okay. Wait, let's see. So I got a cork. Got a bottle. You used to have your kids do it?
Yeah. Yeah,
I
they
feel
would
like
come
that'd
in
be
and do it
so
for us.
fun as a kid.
They had a ball. But that's how easy it is.
Yeah. That looks good. Look, I did it.
Good job, Courtney.
Thanks. One thing Paul and I were talking about is that we actually want to do like the wax on the top of the
I'm
bottles.
dying to do it, and I've never done it.
Yeah, so we'll probably save some of these. What tends to happen with this is that people come over to see what we're doing on the live.
Yeah.
And they happen to usually take a bottle of wine with them. It's weird.
Funny how that works.
Weird phenomenon. But we'll save a few so that we can do the wax.
Yeah, because I've been seeing, I had a brewer that gave us some fantastic beer about a month or two ago, and they they obviously capped the beer like you would, but then they put the bottle wax on top of that, and it kind of dripped down.
Yeah.
It was dramatic and awesome.
There's some cool photos on Instagram. If anyone's done the wax and you have a photo of it, send it to our DMs.
Or any tips, because
Yeah.
seriously, I've not done it yet, and we're just going to do it, because what's the worst that can happen? We just end up with wax all over the place, and a good story to tell. You see how much easier that is, though, than a double-handled corker?
Yeah, I've only done the double handled like once or twice, but it is like
It's a little bit tippier.
It's a little bit scarier too because like when you press down, this isn't stable, so it's like
You feel like you're gonna break the bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely works, but if you're gonna do multiple kits over the years, it's definitely worth it. And you can even take the bottom of it apart if you needed to store it. Like, I live in a condo, so I'm not gonna have this big old honking thing out all the time. And I could decorate it, I guess. So usually a hat rack. But
your new Christmas tree.
There we go. But definitely you can take it apart and then just put it in the closet, and it's because it's just a wing nut on the bottom. Anything that's easy like that is a good thing. Look at you. You are rocking this out. We're gonna get a good amount of bottles out of this as well.
Yeah. So a kit like this generally, they say is gonna do 30 bottles. So, I have to give a quick shout out to, I don't know if she's watching, but Kita on TikTok, she did a video with one of our wine kits. It was really funny. So if you haven't seen it, you should go follow that wine girl on TikTok. And she basically said how making a wine kit is like the perfect way to get someone to go out with you, essentially. Because it takes 6 weeks to make the wine.
You gotta have a second date.
So you gotta have a second date, and I really enjoyed that. But anyway, she was talking about how this week she wants people to only drink
Sangiovese.
I have such a hard time with the name, and I was like, well, awkward, because that's not what we're drinking.
It's not even one of the blends in here. Not that we're against it, because I think we've already had a Sangiovese, did we?
I don't think
I drink so much wine. You have to tell me. Wine is life.
Wine is life.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know if you have any tattoos, but if you don't, you should definitely get one that says wine is life. Oh, this is a screw pop too.
And I do have some tattoos, and I don't have one that says wine is life.
Well, what are you doing?
I'm slacking. Clearly, I'm slacking.
Oh,
Nope, that's a good one.
Yeah, okay. I meant to take a bottle and I gave you a bottle.
I know, I thought you were just helping me out. That was awesome.
I was.
I mean, if I was doing this at home, I would have some paper towels down and stuff, but I'm not doing this at home, and we can run the floor scrubber right through this area.
Which we're definitely going to have to do.
Yeah. That's what kids are for, too. Yeah. So, another trick that I use when we're bottling, and maybe this is just me, but I love to have a couple 375s, because these are 750s, and they're your traditionals. But I do like at the end to start filling up 375s so that I have a couple that are half bottles for later, and I'm not as sad to give those away. And sometimes, I know this is shocking, but I don't want a whole bottle of wine, or my husband maybe is doing beer and I'm doing wine by myself. So I'll open a 375 and not have to worry about it oxidizing on the counter overnight, so I can enjoy it. But I definitely like to do that, because also if you, let's say you ran out 3/4 of the way through this bottle, it's going to be so full of oxygen. If you don't drink it right away, it's just going to get ruined. So it's nice to have the 375s that are handy to make sure that all the wine stays uncompromised.
Notice how she's setting herself up to the point where if there's like a little bit of wine left in this, she's going to drink it so it doesn't get oxidized.
I'm just a team player. Yeah, I'm not drinking as much as normal. That's a shame. I can fix that.
So next week, just to talk a little bit about next week, I believe we're talking about like kind of summertime beers. So we have a watermelon wheat beer that just came into stock.
Have you ever had a watermelon wheat?
Listen, I think
I'm listening.
the first beer that I ever had that I liked, I believe, was a watermelon wheat.
For real?
Yeah. Because I know it was watermelon something, and I mean, I don't remember, but I remember I was like, I don't like beer, blah, blah, and then I had a sip with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
It was in Fort Collins, Colorado.
There you go.
And I was like, oh, wow, actually.
Well, first of all, wheat beer, I love wheat beer.
I know you do.
I do. I love beer, but I love wheat beer. And so I really like a watermelon wheat. My husband, not a big fan, which just makes more for me. Yeah. No, and I remember I was at a microbrewery and they had a watermelon wheat and I ordered it and the waitress said to me,
Time out. To interrupt your story really
what?
quickly, my mom is on the live. Hi, Mom. I have never seen my mom on the live.
How cool.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, anyways, back to your
awesome.
story.
So the waitress says to me, well, you can order it, but I don't think it's something you're going to want to drink a lot of. And she's like, you're kind of a one and done. And I was like, oh, you're mistaken. Like, I really like it, and I will drink more than one. So I think that watermelon wheat doesn't always get as good of a reputation, obviously, out on the streets. But I do really like them on the streets. That's where, where I hang
Paula
out.
just hangs out.
On the streets. I look like I hang out on the streets, don't I? Mm-hmm. If the streets are in my office, I'm totally there.
I just really like your approach of like, you didn't say no, you said, you are mistaken.
Yeah.
I've learned that so much about life isn't like actually knowing things, it's pretending like you do. Right?
Fake it till you make it. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
No,
Look at how pretty this looks though, even like without labels or anything. I just think it's cool to make your own wine and then.
Well, and all the wines we're talking about today are going to be that dark
Yeah,
red.
this is super dark.
Beautiful. Like, most of the time, like if you make a Pinot Noir, you can kind of see through it if you put it in the light. Where these big, bold, the Malbec, the Nebbiolo, this one, you're not going to see through it. It's just, it's bold. I think it's probably like my personality, so maybe that's why I like it so much.
That's funny.
Well, you ever see those things where people say, the owners look like their dogs? Like, and it's
Yeah,
true.
I've seen that.
So maybe I just look like my wine, or my wine looks like me.
If anyone watching has seen this, like, helping me out, because every time I explain this to someone, they're like, no, I've never heard of it. But there's these charts. There's basically 4 things. I was talking about this earlier. There's chaotic. You're going to appreciate
Okay, I'm ready.
There's chaotic, there's lawful, there's good, and there's evil. And then there's a chart, and there's 16 different personalities depending on how those cross.
Okay.
And there's neutral, too. There's neutral.
Okay.
And I was doing this wine bot, like I was setting up for this and getting wine all over and whatever, and I thought, there is no way that my personality can be anything but chaotic good. Like anything but
chaotic.
And then I was thinking, and a lot of people like associate chaos with a bad thing, but I mean, it's not necessarily bad, it's just a different style, right? And I feel like in home brewing, there's a lot of chaos.
Yeah.
So, it's all good. But I was thinking about Paula, I was like, where would Paula fall on that spectrum? So if you guys have any comments to where you think Paula would fall on the chaotic, if anyone says evil, I will cut you. But, yeah, I thought that was funny.
So is it like, you take a quiz to find out what is it like your language of love or your personality style?
I think there's probably quizzes. I don't know if I've ever taken a quiz. I just looked at the chart and like they usually do it with movie characters. So like for example, if you've seen Parks and Rec at all,
yes.
Like Andy is chaotic good.
Okay.
Like and I identify with how he lives his life. Like frisbees as plates. Like that's.
Oh,
yeah. Right?
Yeah. Like did you want to share with our viewers that you think of me every time you use your microwave at home?
Yeah. Paula like eats good food and I eat food. Maybe it could be qualified as that.
You fuel differently than I do. Yes, but that, you know what? When you're in your 50s, you'll have to do that as well.
Hey, my great grandma, she lived till she was in her 90s with, like, I don't know 90 what, but she was up there, and she had Laffy Taffies in her, or like those saltwater taffies in her candy jar. She would like eat ice cream for breakfast all the time. Like,
you go, Grandma!
Like potato, like our family's like Norwegian, so she'd have like potato dumplings and heavy gravies and things like that. And she lived to be a ripe old age, so.
But I expect she still didn't do it in the microwave.
Probably not. The real question is, how much wine did she drink? I don't know.
All right, well, these are my $3.75. I'm going to go ahead and do these.
Here,
Look how gorgeous those are. These are the clear Bellissima. The clear Bellissima bottles. And if you do any limoncello or anything like that, these are the bottle for you. They're punted on the bottom. They're cork finished. It's a $3.75, and I think they're pretty sexy.
Yeah, you said sexy. I was waiting for you to get through the details so I could just say they're fancy. They're like real fancy.
They are fancy. And the longer you hang around and you make your own wine and you do all your own things, the more the bottle starts to matter to you.
I'm sure like anything, once you learn more about it, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, these are very traditional. What we've used otherwise is a clear Bordeaux bottle. They're flat bottom. They're not punted. They're cork finished. They're easy to clean. They're perfect for lots and lots of bottles. But if you're gonna do Christmas presents or anniversary gifts or weddings, bottles start to matter.
And we have like red bottles and green bottles and like that. That's
and the
so
cobalt
fun for
blue
Christmas.
bottles.
The cobalt blue ones, I don't know if we put them on the live, but listen, we're doing summertime beers next week. I might just pull out a cobalt blue wine bottle just to show it, like literally no context.
Just for giggles?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're so pretty. I was photoshopping pictures of them the other day, and I was like, wow, I just want one of these to like sit in my room.
Well, you know the 1.5, the Magnum bottles, which I never do because I just don't ever use that much, but a lot of people do. But I guess I don't drink wine on only special occasions. I, again, only drink wine on days that end in Y. So, but the Cobalt Blue, we didn't used to have that. We got that because the warehouse manager wanted them to use as her centerpieces at her wedding.
Cool, yeah.
So we call those the wedding bottles.
The wedding bottles. I like it. For anyone that's just joining, we're bottling wine, and we're using the clear Bordeaux bottles and Noma corks. And then Paula is beating me on corking them.
I had a head start.
That's true. And we only had one broken bottle so far.
Not bad.
If you are doing this at home, I do recommend, like Paula said, having some sort of towel or something.
I made a little mess.
I'd say in case stuff goes wrong, but
when?
I'm going to say, yeah, you beat me to it.
Yeah, look at that. That's gorgeous. And it just so happens that we have enough to refill our glasses.
Wow, look at that.
Funny thing that happened. All right, I will.
What else are we going to do with it?
I'm not wasting it, I can promise you that.
Look at the style on that. Look at the grace.
Yeah, that's it. Uh-oh, nope, I got it back.
You got it?
Yeah. For a second I thought I lost the prime, but I didn't.
That's okay.
Gorgeous. Oh, I think this is called lunch.
Yeah, doing this with a double handle cap or corker, like it works for sure. It works, and I understand. Not everyone wants to get this, but if you don't, you're missing out. This is because it's even. This is easy, but it's not nearly even enough, like as much pressure as this would be.
Right, which is why when you use a floor corker, you can use a number 9 cork. But if you use a hand corker, you have to go to a number 8 cork because you just don't have the compression or the torque necessary to really get that in. Now, I've had some guys tell me, nope, they can do it, and I believe them, but I can't.
It's so funny when you say torque because I went to a college. Well, I went to a diesel school disguised as a college, and so there's like, the amount of times I've heard the word torque from like people working on their automotive things.
Yes. They were talking about their wrenches and ratchets and stuff.
Yeah,
weren't
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at you.
I may have done this before. And sister doesn't waste wine. This is some good stuff.
Look at that. So I'm so proud of you.
Ta-da!
My number one goal here at work is to make her laugh. I hope everyone knows that. So whenever she does that,
You just like it when I get silly. I will say I'm a little uptight a lot of the day.
She's
looking
not.
at numbers and Excel spreadsheets and.
She's not. She likes to think that she is.
But I am always up for fun.
Listen, if you need a reason to buy stuff from us, it's because we have fun. We have fun doing the things we do to get you guys the things you need.
Look at that pour.
Wow, that's good.
That's really good. Yeah.
Didn't we do a video on what a typical pour is?
It wasn't this.
Here, wait, let me just. In case anyone wants to know how much wine we're drinking
Like
today.
a gallon.
It's fine.
It's all good. It's a Thursday. It's been a heck of a week. So the other thing is, this particular, like the limited editions come with their own labels, but of course it's been well over a year. We've lost the labels, and we're just lucky that we didn't lose the wine because it's big and we couldn't lose it. So we've lost the labels. We're gonna have to figure out labels. When I say that, I meant we as in you.
All right, kind of. Yeah, I picked up on that.
And so we'll figure out labels and we'll get these labeled. But
You
I
know
think,
what?
What?
I am gonna come up with some good labels for this.
Oh,
Don't you worry.
Snap.
Don't you worry.
Yeah, this was our pandemic wine. It survived. It was pre-pandemic and then bottled today.
Oh my gosh! Hi, Grandpa. It's a whole family affair
Hi,
today.
Courtney's grandpa.
How is it going?
You have your own fan club. I love it.
I do.
I love it. So if there's anything that you saw though that we used and we didn't mention, give us a holler. We will be happy to tell you what it was because seriously, it's this easy. And especially if you can drink this much wine and do it. Seriously, you need to do it at home. Yeah. Easy peasy.
And if you're someone like me that might not be okay, in the case of this wine, it's an exception because I love this. But if you're someone like me that might want to lean more towards like the sweet, fruity side of wines like that, you're gonna want to check out our Island Mist, our Orchard Breezing, things like that, because there's some really good wines in that category.
But we also have like we have Riesling, we have anything that you think that you read about and you're thinking, I like that profile, but I don't want it to be so dry. Prior to bottling, you can add what's called a wine conditioner. And what that does is it remains stable. So it's got a stabilizer in it, so it's not going to reignite your yeast, but it is going to sweeten the taste. And so if there's something that you think is going to be slightly too dry and taste it, you're going to know, then just put a little bit of the conditioner in, you mix it, taste it again, you just keep doing that to taste because you can't take it back out once it's sweetened. But you can sweeten any wine at the end without it having to go through the whole process.
Cool.
Yeah, so you're thinking, oh man, like this is very forward and fantastic, but it's just going to be too dry for me. Use wine conditioner, and that's the word. It's called wine conditioner. It's not fancy.
Makes me think of like conditioner for your hair.
Make it pretty.
This is one of the Bellissima bottles. So you can see compared to the normal bottle. Well, I say normal, but compared to one of the other ones we're using, it's a lot skinnier, a little bit taller.
It holds half the amount.
It holds half the amount. I feel like that's all fancy things. Like you get less, but it looks pretty.
Actually, and I think they're almost more expensive, the bottles. Yeah, because
I would imagine.
it takes more to do that.
Yeah, glass blowing or like glass making is so interesting to me.
And right now, with the supply chain being what it is, glass is very difficult to get. So
Is
we're
it really?
seeing an increase in the price hike of glass.
I went to a neon sign museum in Cincinnati,
That's cool.
and it was super cool. So they're connected to a shop that's still making neon signs.
What an art.
and it was really cool. I've always wanted to make a neon sign, but right now due to COVID, they aren't doing classes.
Wait, they let you make it?
Well, they
you could write like "Wine is life."
Listen, that's what's gonna happen. So when they open back up after COVID and whatever, and they do classes, I really want to take a class.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
I was trying to think of what I should do, but now I have my idea. Wine is life.
Here comes the owner of the company.
This is Mike. Bye, Mike. That was
a man
fun.
of few words.
Man of no words.
All right.
Cool.
Well, we did it. And let's remind everybody of the code.
So the code is meatball.
I love that the code is meatball. It goes with April Fool's so well.
So the code is meatball. You get 10% off anything. So you can buy like really expensive things and get a lot of money off. So you should take advantage of that.
Oh, and if you like these kind of wines, you may want to also try the Amarone.
Okay.
It's not a wine that you find on every restaurant's menu, but boy, you should.
I'm going to show everybody really quickly. Look at how many bottles of wine we did. We did all those and all those.
And including the bottle we drank.
Including the bottle we drank. So, yeah. Well, thanks. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in to yet another Thirsty Thursday. Comment if you're happy that Paul is back, because I know that I am.
I'm glad to be back.
All right, everyone have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you next week for, I believe, summertime beers.
We're ready for it because it snowed today.
Woo! It did snow today.